East Podcast, WATP.
Opie's still a radio guy, Eric. And so he still does radio stuff. Like Fridays are FU Fridays. And that's where you can get out your aggression, get in the chat, and tell Opie what you're pissed off about. And you want to be like, fuck you to my boss. You know, I got to work on Fridays. This is bullshit, or whatever you want to say.
Does he play like Bang a Drum by Todd Rundgren? You know, a good Friday feel-good song? Shit
There
like
is
that?
zero production.
Nothing. Okay.
When I tell you zero production, it is just him live streaming. Now, important to note, these live streams he does every morning do come out on his podcast feed. And I was listening to the show through his podcast feed today, which I don't normally do. And boy, is it loaded with advertising. I heard the Celino firm ad, you know, the local attorney here. I think it's more than just local. It was in the same block multiple times throughout the episode. So I don't know if Celino knows this, that most of his advertising money is going to Greg Opie Hughes. But that's what's going on. Like every 7 or 8 minutes, there's another ad break.
Ugh.
It's not good. But I guess it's radio, you know, Opie. That's what Opie knows. It should be 30 to 40% advertising. This is what programming should be. All right, cool. That sounds good. So Opie, the kids have the day off on a Friday. This is yesterday. And so Opie says, get in the car. We're going to the Hamptons. Because Opie hates New York City. If he's got an excuse to spend a long weekend at the beach house, he's going to do that. But good on him. That doesn't stop him from doing his morning stream and even having on a couple of guests. Ron the waiter and a brand new buddy is joining him as well.
Oh, I got these two knuckleheads with me this morning. I am live at the ocean. I drove all night, and you know, Ron, a lot of people they're confused. They think I hate you and this and that. No, I turned this on just so I could hang out with you and Tony P.
Immediately, Opie has to bring up this underlying current that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Where we're all watching the interplay between him and Ron the waiter. And ever since, you're going to love this, Easy, Ron the waiter watched this Anthony Cumia rant that was up on YouTube. Anthony posted it. It's like 35 minutes long, where Anthony goes over point by point why Opie's a piece of shit and why everyone hates him. Whoever worked with him on the Opie and Anthony show, all the guests, all the comedians he used to come on, all of them hate him. And he went through one by one. And Ron was a good little soldier. And then he watched that twice, took notes, and sat down with Opie on the street one and went, all right, what about Rich Voss? Why does he hate your guts? Okay, cool. All right, what about Nick DiPaolo? I heard he hates your guts too. Okay, what about E-Rock? And then E-Rock called in to the show.
I did hear that.
Opie banned him in the middle of it.
Yeah.
From the chat. So Eric called Opie's phone and Opie had to berate him. And Ron's going, who was that? He's like, oh, that's my producer. Haven't talked to him in years. Like, what? Have him on. People want to hear this conversation.
Yeah. It started out okay. I was like, come on. And then I remember Ron saying, let him talk.
Yes.
Let him talk. He wasn't letting E-Rock finish a sentence, which it could have been excellent. But Greg can't get out of his own fucking way, the squinty-eyed fuck.
Well, because Greg is gaslighting everyone. He doesn't want people to know that he's a piece of shit. So he needs to have just his narrative going out there. So God forbid, E-Rock could explain why they had a falling out, because Eric's like, I can tell you exactly what happened. In fact, I put a video out of it that shows exactly what happened.
Yep.
Greg, like, who wants to hear about that? So ever since then, there's been this weird thing where Ron is feeling empowered because a lot of the viewers and listeners, especially of WATP, have been reaching out to him and giving him props, and he's feeling good. People are sending him gifts.
Driving a wedge.
People are sending him gifts to the bar that they hang out at together.
And Opie did not see this coming.
No, he thought Ron was a glorified whack packer that he'd just be able to control, and he would just get in line. Ron, I'll have you on the show, but get in line. And so here we are now with Opie starting the show off with, see, guys, you think I don't like Ron the waiter, but I drove here, I got very little sleep, and I got up in order to have Ron on the show. And this guy, Tony P, I don't know where this guy came from.
Okay.
If I missed this, let me know, because this guy's new to me. He brings nothing to the table. This entire episode is mostly political. And they're talking about, the FDA is trying to crack down on some of the food supplements that were being used in the U.S. and nowhere else. And so Ron's got this whole list of food products that aren't sold anywhere else in the world but the US. Like examples like of Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies are just toxic. they're just not good for you at all.
Okay.
So they're banned in other countries. And the US is just like, feed it to our citizens. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So that's basically what this show is about. But they also have to talk about, I don't know if you know this, Eric, you probably don't, being all the way out there in Western Michigan, but there was a new mayor that was just elected into New York City. This is big news for people.
I'm getting a U-Haul. I called the U-Haul company. They said you could get a U-Haul sometime in January. I'm on a waiting list, and I'm going to fucking pack that U-Haul, and I'm going to get the hell out of New York City because I can't handle that. We have a Muslim mayor. Oh, that's not me. No, that's not me.
I think you were just channeling your inner Rosie O'Donnell right there.
Yeah. There's Tony P on the big screen.
Good stuff, Tony P. Tony P's got a weird, disproportionate head.
Yeah, it is quite long.
Yeah, look at that.
It was in a vice or something.
Compared to, was he tortured by the mob at one point?
I like how these two schleps know not to be backlit, and Dickface cannot do anything without being backlit.
He always has to be, the camera has to be facing the sun. That's why he podcasts when he does. It's like, I do it in the evening, but the sun rises over there. So this is where I have to do it.
Boy, the fact that they're doing a podcast about banned foods in the U.S., it's like, Greg, the only thing interesting about you is if you actually admit to everyone how shitty of a podcaster you are and talk about all the things that everybody's said about you.
No, he's top 5. He's one of there's only 5 people who can podcast in all of podcasting, and Greg is one of them. How do you not understand this? Easy. Come on.
Jesus.
Get your shit together. So Opie does that little misdirect right there where he's like, well, I'm getting a U-Haul, and as soon as I can get a U-Haul, oh, wait, that's not me. I'm not the one complaining about the mayor. And they act like the reason why people are upset about this mayor being elected is because he's Muslim. You heard him say it there. This Muslim mayor, we all got to get our U-Hauls and get out of here. And they repeat more of that.
And now that we have a Muslim mayor in New York City, Tony, take it away. What's going on now?
Everybody's talking all that nonsense. Everybody's talking all of the fucking nonsense. I'm leaving. I got to go. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Texas. This is the end of fucking civilization.
Right.
This is nonsense.
It's not because the mayor is Muslim. They're not saying it's the end of civilization. They're saying it's the beginning of breadlines. It's because he's a socialist. Is the concern that people have, and why the rich people want to get the fuck out of
But it
New
doesn't
York.
help that he's a Muslim.
Well, it's funny because Opie was complaining about this guy. The day the voting was happening, Opie was out in the Hamptons, and Ron's like, you're not here to vote? He's like, it doesn't fucking matter. But a week or two before that, he's like, if this guy gets elected, I got to move out of the city. I can't have any more taxes. I can't have more of a tax burden. But now that he's been elected, it's just like, well, it's just the fact that he's a Muslim. That's why people are afraid.
Yeah, but don't you have to actually have an income to be taxed? I mean, there's no way, because it's like people that make $300,000 or more in the city of New York are going to he's not making $300,000 a year on podcasting. There's no way. He's
not making any money at all. But in New York, they do find ways to nickel and dime you for anything you do. Like it could just be taxes on where he lives that go up, which I'm sure is outrageous. And different fees that go on. Like he's very upset about this fee that's right at Midtown that for the traffic that goes uptown to downtown. The toll there. Yeah. We went off on that for quite some time. So this is...
So there's lots of ways that they're going to dig into his pocket.
Right. So he's not happy about that.
He should move to South Carolina.
He should. It's very nice down there. A lot of people like it.
How great that would be if he actually moved next to Anthony. Talk about a reason to pay attention to Opie would be if he moved next to Anthony.
Not since Stuttering John moved next to me in Cape Coral. Something so crazy happened in the Dabbleverse. Yes, congestion pricing. Thank you, Mel Brewer. Right. So there's a lot of things that he's concerned about, but they talk about this hypocrisy because, when Trump got elected, there were a lot of liberals saying, I got to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Now that Mamdani's elected, it's the opposite side is saying, this is too much. And so they bring up an example.
But the hypocrisy of all the people making fun of like the Rosie O'Donnells for leaving America because Trump became president, those same people are now saying, I'm leaving New York City because I can't handle a Muslim mayor.
He literally said he was going to leave if he got elected. And that was just like, yeah, these fucking idiots, you know? They're saying they're going to leave. And I mean, just because it's a Muslim mayor, that's the problem.
Also, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast. This is not funny. You're not doing anything. You're not saying anything that's insightful. It's hypocritical, like we've just learned, and it's not funny with these two yahoos.
Yeah, they don't bring any kind of expertise. So if it is a political show, great. Let's have some expert on to talk about this, not just these guys' dumb opinions. Tony P says, I don't watch the news. I'm not paying attention.
Why are you here?
So
you're not funny.
He's a great addition. And then Opie lets Ron run the format of the show. So Ron's the one who brings the whole list of foods that they're going to discuss. But before we get there, Opie is going to call out Ellen DeGeneres because I guess she moved over to England or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's going to call out Ellen DeGeneres' career, which is pretty rich.
And now Ellen DeGeneres, man, I thought my career took a fucking nosedive. She's on TV selling cream. She's selling face cream. She was one of the most respected talk show hosts, comedians in the world, and now she's selling cream on her couch.
Yeah, and you're live streaming with Tony P and Ron the Waiter. What's your point?
I still think that she is better off than you are.
Yeah. Opie, would you love to have an endorsement deal? Would you love to be a spokesperson for something?
Yeah, and everything is so over the top. His like the negativity that's coursing through him. It seems so stressful of a way to do a show.
She's selling cream on the couch.
Oh,
that'd be a weird name for a product, cream on the couch.
I like it.
Just nails on a chalkboard. Everything he says and does. It's so difficult to listen to. My God.
All right, so now this is a big swing and a miss from Ron the Waiter. As I said, Ron's been paying attention to Anthony lately. And so he brings something up that I think he's not completely informed on.
The only thing that you said positive about Anthony was that, and you said it in a nice way. It's like, say what you want about Anthony, but he didn't hold back about his real thoughts about Trump. Is that true? You were saying Anthony didn't hold back on like calling Trump out.
I honestly don't know where Anthony is with Trump because I really don't watch or listen to any of his shit.
Okay,
I don't know what
he's doing that again.
I believe that. I don't think he can afford the subscription, but I don't know what Ron's talking about. Was he talking about Obama maybe? Because
Anthony wouldn't call out Trump, would he?
I mean. Opie certainly wouldn't know. So it's like, yeah, you gave Anthony props for saying that, Trump has, has made these missteps. And meanwhile, Opie's like, I've never brought up what Anthony thinks about Trump. I have no idea what he thinks about Trump. But Anthony was very vocal about Barack Obama when he was elected on the Opie and Anthony show. So I guess that was what Ron was thinking, but
okay, maybe.
Took a big swing and a miss there. This, though, is incredible. I love this because Ron still has this idea that Opie's got some pull. Because it's Opie from Opie and Anthony. And they're telling the story again about how Donald Trump was on their show and was going off on Rosie O'Donnell on the Opie and Anthony show. He was a guest on the show. Call-in guest, but nonetheless, a guest on the show. And so Ron has these delusions where he thinks that Opie's going to get back to his glory days and something like this might happen.
I truly believe, because Trump is such an egomaniac, that if you reach out to him and go, hey, Donald, hey, it's Opie from the Opie and Anthony show. Dude, we loved you. You always, dude, we want you back on. Tell us what you think about New York City. Tell us what you think about Mamdani. I bet you he would fucking call in.
Now, what's going to happen here is Opie's going to go, Ron, come on. That's crazy. Do you see what's going on right here? We're on Facebook Live. None of us have anything professional going on. There's no lighting. The sound's not great. You think the biggest celebrity in the world is going to say yes to coming on the show? I'm sure that right now Opie's going to go, Ron, that's crazy. What are you talking about?
Oh, 100% he would.
So Donald, Mamdani, please help us.
Insane. Unbelievable. I mean, it's 60 Minutes can barely get this fucking guy on the show. And he's going, I mean, if you pleaded with him, you said all the right things, I bet Trump would come on the show. 100% he would. Thankfully, Opie then realizes that's really dumb. And so he rethinks his answer and backs up a little bit from there.
Oh, I gotta slow down. 100% he would if I had an audience, like a bigger audience. 100% he would, though.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's the hard part right there, isn't it, Opie?
Yeah.
I mean, I would also have Trump on my show if I had a way bigger audience. Yep. So, yes, anyone could say that. All right, so they start getting into the Tom Brady cloning thing.
Which, by the way, that's fantastic. Would you do that?
No, $50,000 to have the animal that I lost? No, I just get a different animal.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize it was that expensive.
Oh, how much would you spend to have a dog?
That's pretty. $5,000. I'd cap it at $5,000.
You've loved a dog so much that you thought you wouldn't love a dog more?
Yeah, you're right. It does. I'm kind of torn on it. Ethically, it's a little weird, but I still like that you can. I still like that you can.
You know, the ethics don't even bother me because I've heard people debate this. They're like, there's so many dogs and cats that need homes, so we're going to clone your old one, and that cat or dog's not going to get another home. I'm like, whatever. There's always be tons of dogs and cats that don't ever get a home. It's, it's sad. Whatever. It happens. I'm not even worried about that part. I just think the part where it's like, they're just house pets.
Right.
You might find one that you even like better than the one you thought was the greatest house pet you ever had. Yes. I mean, they're unique.
So you're taking a step back from the ride or die pet, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like roll the dice.
Okay.
Let's see what happens next time. Maybe this cat will be an asshole. Maybe not. You don't know.
Then 7 years go and you get a new one.
Yeah. Oh, I just leave it outside.
All right, 7 weeks ago.
Chain it to a tree.
Yeah, right. Leave it at the fire station. It's not a Dalmatian. We have no use for this. So we're talking about Tom Brady cloning his dog, and Ron's got a conspiracy that's a doozy.
Leonardo DiCaprio is straight up a fucking clone. He's been cloned several times because he drank the golden juice.
Okay, let's follow this logic. Leonardo DiCaprio is a clone. Nope, I'm not going to stop there. He's been cloned several times. Now, the way I understand cloning works is that there'd be another Leonardo DiCaprio, then another one, then another one. If he was cloned several times. So let's hear what he says.
Leonardo DiCaprio is straight up a fucking clone. He's been cloned several times because he drank the golden juice. He drank the Hollywood golden juice. Leonardo DiCaprio is a clone.
Oh, God.
That's what happens that's what happens in Hollywood.
He drank the golden juice. So what?
It's called the golden juice. Yeah, it's a contract with the devil, really.
I understand. I believe what you're saying, Ron.
No, the golden juice is a real thing in Hollywood.
What does that have to do with cloning? Okay, I understand the concept of selling your soul to the devil. Okay. So that's
like
a thing.
Retarded Michael Imperioli, by the way.
Yes. Thank you. No one summed up Ron as well as you just did.
He reminds me of him.
Yeah.
But retarded.
Well, when Michael Imperioli is on heroin in some of the episodes, he's just kind of nodding out and out of it. He's going, Leonardo DiCaprio's cloned several times. Well, did he sell his soul, or are there multiple Leonardo DiCaprios? What do you mean?
Right.
I think he's trying to tie in what they're talking about to what he wants to talk about. So he brings that up. And Opie says, no, that can't be true. And he has some pushback here.
If that was true, why hasn't he had a hit movie in 10 years?
Who?
Leonardo.
Because you can't implant the same soul.
Every movie he does is a fucking hit. We just won. What do you mean? By the way, the movie he just came out with.
He hasn't had a hit in years.
So, Leonardo DiCaprio just put a movie out this year called One Battle After Another. It did $200 million at the box office, has a 95 by critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Opie says he's a top 5 podcaster. You can't yell shit like that, have no knowledge of what's going on in pop culture.
No. Opie's so competitive, he sees Ron being a buffoon. He's like, I'll show you.
Yeah, right. He just yells stuff out that's not based in fact or reality. And also, I would have probably challenged Ron on the clone thing more so than how successful Leonardo DiCaprio's movie career is.
Why start there?
He hasn't had anything since Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, because he's had a bunch of good movies. So I don't know if that's the thing you want to like. argue with. Leonardo DiCaprio, that guy's not even a movie star. Yeah, no, he is. He certainly is. He's doing very well for himself. But again, Opie's a top 5 podcaster. He told us that. And you can tell when he has Tony P going off on a rant and he interrupts him for absolutely no reason.
Biden went through his entire administration.
Hold on. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
He's
Tony.
still blaming Trump.
Oh, shit. I don't know if Opie just saw something in the chat he thought was important at the time or something. And I'm like, never mind.
There's a butterfly.
Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
So stupid.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's get into the important conversations that go on Opie's live stream. The fact that he had to get up early after just 4 hours of sleep and do the show, it's so important to him that he gets on here and does this show because they start talking about things like, what do you like on your bagel?
So do you take part in the bagel and locks?
All right, you want to know my bagel order?
No.
This is the good stuff. This is why people are tuning in. All right, my bagel order.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck.
Do you want to know my bagel order?
No. Come on, man.
I know. Opie, come on, man.
Come on, brother.
Used to be on a great show. Remember? Jim was there and Anthony and Bill Burr would show up and Colin Quinn. No one knows. No one wants to know your fucking bagel order.
Asshole.
And the question started with bagels and lox. And so Opie goes through and he explains, I like an everything bagel and I like some cream cheese and some capers on it. And then he says this.
And then a nice thinly sliced piece of salmon.
Lox. You're forgetting the white fish.
I call it salmon.
Yeah, but the question was even bagels and lox.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I'll tell you what I get. It's way different. Cream cheese with a salmon on it. It's like, no. The cured salmon? Yeah, lox. That's what we were just talking about.
Opie's incapable of just saying yes.
Right. He has to be interjecting, Leonardo DiCaprio's not even a movie star. I don't like bagels and lox. I have bagels with salmon. Idiots. Then this other guy, Tony P. He's fucking stupid. He says some shit. They're talking about rotary phones and how kids wouldn't know how to dial a rotary phone these days, which if they can't read clocks, I'm sure they wouldn't be able to dial a rotary phone. That makes sense to me. Why would they? But this guy thinks he knows shit about phones that he obviously does not.
And the parents go ahead, use it. They don't know how to. They don't even know they can pick it up and go like this. They don't know they're supposed to do this.
Right.
Does he have teeth?
Well, no one has a rotary phone, though. Maybe if you visit an old relative, they still have that thing.
No, I think the last landline in the United States was disconnected. It belonged to some...
Are you serious? No, there's still landlines.
I got a landline in my apartment. I got a landline in this house, Tony. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about... Yeah, hold on one second, guys. You're talking about landlines. Where does your landline come from? Is your landline still AT&T, that's your, Bell Atlantic or something like that? Or is it a landline connected through your internet? That's what I'm saying. The last landline or rotary phone in this country, some old lady had it and they disconnected it, I want to say maybe 20 years ago.
It's not true at all.
It's not even close to true.
That's ridiculous.
It's so stupid. This guy, he's acting like he's an authority on this. There hasn't been a landline in 20 years. There's tons of landlines everywhere.
Back in 05, he got rid of them.
What he's describing is VoIP, the voice over IP, which does exist, but landlines certainly exist. And he even goes on to say, if there's ever the power outage, we won't be able to communicate with each other. You need a walkie-talkie to communicate with each other. It's like, no, that's not true. Landlines certainly exist. And then after that, he goes on to say, payphones are gone. He's like, yeah, there hasn't been a payphone in the U.S. in 10 years. And I looked it up. There's 100,000 still in the U.S. In fact, Aaron Imholt told the story about getting out of jail and went to go use the payphone. He didn't have any change on him. He couldn't use it. So that's crazy that this guy's just like, yep, I know everything about phones and landlines. He's completely wrong. And the best part is Opie and Dummy there are both just like, wow, okay, if you say so.
Thank God we had you on.
And the fact that Opie has 2 landlines, one at both of his places, and he goes, no, I have a landline. He's like, yeah, but it's connected to the internet, and Opie's too dumb to be like, yeah, okay, I guess. It's not, Opie. You see the cord going into the wall. It's not an Ethernet. Come on, man.
Who are these podcasts? WA